Hey guys, Viggoman here and welcome back to another video from Darvaza. In the last episode we built the castle of Darvaza, which has a rich lore and a long history in this place. And I gotta say guys, you guys were amazing in the previous episode. It's one of the best performing videos I've done in a long time. Really pleases my heart and I'm so glad that you guys seem to like it. In today's episode we are expanding on this place just a little bit. We're adding a couple of houses in this fortified town around the castle, or actually in front of the castle itself, where we're going to have some gatehouses and more defense to make the castle even safer, but also housing for professions such as a bakery, we have a blacksmith, workshops and all the other stuff that you need to run a castle. So it all kind of makes sense and it just makes this place look a lot more alive. And I feel like the way these houses just cling on to the mountainside really gives this place a unique feeling and character, which I always try to add to my buildings and my projects. And I think what we do today is really just fulfilling that. I want to further expand this place here in the future by adding a mine, just to kind of continue the story of this being the capital of iron in the kingdom of Argus. But that's not for now. I think after this I'll move over to Osterham again. This project has been such a nice break from my bigger project Osterham, and it's given me the inspiration back, and I'm so ready to go back to Osterham and just give it my all. Now let's finish off the time-lapse for today and move over to the first person part where I'll show you everything that we have built. Take a look at this guys, the castle on the left, the village on the right, separated by this little crevasse here or canyon, and honestly I think it looks so cool. Very happy with how this complements the castle. It makes the castle feel bigger, more important, and just gives it more of a place here, if that makes sense, you know, the way it's protecting the castle itself. Basically what we have here is a village built to defend but also house people. So all of it is mostly covered in these crenellations or battlements. So we have this little extension here. If we go around here we have a gatehouse and then a long staircase. We have some magical, or not magicalations, but crenellations on this side here, also over here, and we have even more on this opposite side here. So really it's going to be hard to get in here, but of course you could always climb over the mountains, but bringing an army through these mountains would be kind of tricky. And also that's just the first step. If you get your army across here, you still have to get through two gatehouses to get to the castle. The first one being inside the village and the second one being the first part of the castle. So I think this is very well defended and it certainly serves a purpose being here. What I really like is the way we built these houses here, using a little bit of a different material mix than the castle itself. We're going from a darker kind of stone all the way up to some lighter sandstone kind of bricks, and it creates this nice gradient, and it makes it look like these are definitely poorer than the castle, because these are not whitewashed, although the castle is not mostly whitewashed. It's actually a lot of these stone gradients, but I think it really works, and especially together. We have this path here going up the mountainside here. Eventually this will connect up to probably that island there. There's going to be a ruin there eventually, but also up in the little valley over there I think the first mining camp in this area will be located. So there's going to be a path kind of running around up there. There's going to be some houses and some mining stuff over there. So that's kind of how everything is located here. And now let's take a look at the different houses we have here. And the first houses we have here, or the first house we have, the first one we built, looks like this. Loving the details on this one. Just embrace that, guys. I think it's such a fine little house. It's so cute. And we have a little like carpet hanging out here and stuff. I think it's such a cute house. This is a workshop. So basically what we have in here is for some people to do maintenance on whatever you might need in the castle and the village, including like benches, tools, all sorts of stuff that they can need. You don't really have like one profession for all the different specialities, so it's kind of just a an all-time workshop area. But in the back here we actually have some defense. So as you can see, we have arrow slits pointing down at the road, which is really cool, and it's a nice way of defending this place. There's a little upstairs as well, so we can go up and around here, and we get to a little apartment for the people running the workshop here or working there. So there's some storage, a little kitchen area here to prepare some simple food, and then in the back here we have the beds for the family. Over here we have a little balcony overlooking this section here, which is used for defending. Yeah, and the view is from here is absolutely beautiful. Just look at this. This is priceless. And then we can go around here, and then there's also another balcony here, which you can use to look over the path here, which is kind of cool. And then next, I think the gatehouse itself is suitable to check out. It's really the first building you get to when you get here. It's pretty menacing on top of here, and getting anyone through the gatehouse when you have to walk up the stairs would be kind of difficult. So really taking advantage of the elevation here, which is key. You come in here, there's portcullis here to trap you inside here, and just kind of protecting the castle. In the back here we have this cool art style, which you can really see. We did this same kind of design inside the castle, and I'm trying to make this place feel pretty ornate and add some details here and there that you don't really need. And yeah, I think that's a really cool feature of especially this gatehouse here. From here we can actually go upstairs, and we have like the mechanics for the portcullis here, and we also have arrow slits to defend the path going up here, which is quite nice. And downstairs there is a little storage area, just like that. And then we have this house here, which is the blacksmith. It's located very close to the castle itself, and it's such a cute building. Added this little arch here. It's almost like a flying buttress, but it's just like for the looks of it. I think it's quite cool. And just this place here in front of it is magical. Sitting here eating your lunch, just looking out at the lake here, and up at the castle and under the shade of the tree. It's such a nice spot. But yeah, we have this big blacksmith here, so a nice big forge, and this place will get really hot, so we have this big open door to get a lot of fresh air in, but we also have this ventilation thing on the top here, which is really cool, and it would help make this place a little bit cooler, which is important so you don't die in here of a heat stroke. So yeah, we have that little blacksmith here, quite cool. And then next to that we have a little house for Wonder Blacksmith. We kind of discussed this in the lore, that it doesn't really make sense for the blacksmith of the biggest iron exporter in Argus to live in such a small thing. So the lore is that this might be the apprentice who lives here, and then the blacksmith himself would live in this area, but not like up in the village here, and he would come here for work every day. So that's his house. It's pretty cool. And then next to that we have the secondary gatehouse. So it's quite similar to the first one. Nice ornate door or entrance here. I really like that. And then this is then connected to the drawbridge in the back here, which you've seen before, and takes us into the castle. So that's quite cool. Nothing too fancy in here. And the way to get into the top section is through this building here. So there's a little walkway here, which takes us around here, and then up to this place where we have the battlements, whatever, where we have the arrow slits here, just looking straight down in front of it, and we have some arrows and all that sort of stuff being stored up here. So it's a pretty cool gatehouse. And then next to that we have the bakery. So it's a small building here, built just next to the castle itself as well, just clinging on to the cliff here, and it has some charm to it. If we go in here, we get into the area where or the bakery itself. So we have a big baker oven here. Here you can see it. We have some dough which is being turned into scones or bread or whatever here on this large bench, and then put into the oven and taken out here with where you can kind of package this or bring it to whatever or sell it. And then we have like storage. We have flour. A lot of flour is important, and all sorts of probably yeast. You'd store that in here, or spices, oils, whatever you might need. And then up here, oh, I forgot a little bit here. I should fix that. There's a storage area up in the attic here, and there's a ladder you'd bring out, put up, and to get up there, which is pretty cool. Behind here, we have a little field of some kind of food things. I've tried to scatter them around a little bit, so a little farm here. Here we have some drying clothes hanging up, and then a little turnip field all the way in the back here as well, just squeezed in, because we can. You know, we gotta utilize the space up here. It's up in the mountains, and having some spare farm in case of a siege is very, very important. And then the final building for the village here is the temple or the church, which is built here on at the front here with a massive spire with bells in it. So it's quite cool, and I think it suits this place. It's very small, but I think it works, and the interior, in my opinion, is spot on. I love the tower here. It's very inspired by Mediterranean churches, and overall the building itself is very inspired. So if we go to the inside here, we'll get to this little hallway, which is quite open, and there's like a pulley system to ring the bells. But in here, it's very colorful. It's very temple-ish, if that's a word. And it's quite cool. I like this place. And then all the way in the back here, we have a statue symbolizing the same goddess that they're praying to in Osterham. So Argos and Osterham is quite similar in that way. So we have the same kind of statue here. And yeah, it's symmetrical, but it works. And I think having all these colors really creates that medieval temple vibe. And then in front of that, there's a little garden. We have some trees, some benches, and of course the battlements to defend this little section here. And then around here, and go around here, we get to some beautiful areas with some trees. And then there's like a little plaza here on this side. So we have a little fountain or like a water feature, and just like a place to hang out. Just a little place of peace and beauty in the middle of everything. And I think it adds a little bit of character to this place. And then finally, all the way onto the top here, we have a monument, and with a flag on it, and it's basically just to show the wealth of this place, and of course have the flag hanging high so people can see it from long distance. And it's just like a cool little feature added on top of this spiky mountain. And that, my friends, is it for today's episode. It's been a long one. I've been spending so much time on this place, but honestly, I think it was worth it. I think it turned out great. And now I'm super inspired to get back to Osterham and finish that massive city. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Viggoman, and I'm out.